The notorious one, CONOR McGREGOR, the two-weight division champion, the person that came in not just to take part, but to take over, has been out of the limelight for quite some time now. The sport has moved on without him, but he's coming back. As we know, he snapped his leg last time out against Dustin Poirier. The first round didn't go his way, but regardless, at the end of the round, he stepped back, it snapped his leg. And that was all she wrote. That was Conor. He was gone out of the sport for a little bit. Since then, he's been acting, he's been filming the Roadhouse movie, he's been taking a lot of supplements and lifting a lot of weights, and he's out of the USADA testing pool. But he's coming back. And regardless of whether or not Joe Rogan says that his piss would melt USADA's cup, he's coming back. 2 tests according to Conor, and he'll be able to fight again. So the big question remains, who is he going to fight? Because the reality is, everyone wants to fight Conor. Because like Conor said himself,
break out the red panties.
And that's so true. You know, granted, not everyone that fights Conor will get a piece of the pay-per-view. But if they've got a good manager, they can certainly wangle a better deal, I would assume. Because Conor, as we know, I'm not breaking any massive myth here, he's the biggest star in the UFC. He drives the most pay-per-views by far and large over anybody. So people want to be teamed up with him. And a lot of people have been calling Conor out. We had Rafael dos Anjos when he just beat, who did he beat last week? He had a good win in Brian Barberena. Choked out Brian Barberena in the second round, I believe, called out Conor McGregor.
I want to call out CONOR McGREGOR. 7 years ago, I earned this fight beating Donald Cerrone. He came up division. We're supposed to fight. I broke my foot.
Who else is calling out Conor? Everyone calls out Conor. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. He's calling out Conor. I don't think Paddy's the right man. No disrespect to Paddy, that's not what I'm saying. Paddy has yet to fight a ranked guy. Conor McGregor was a 2-weight division champion. So when he comes back, for it to be the marquee matchup that the UFC want, that he wants, it needs to be somebody that poses a real threat of beating him. And I'm not saying Paddy doesn't do that, but what I'm saying is Paddy's not ranked. It needs to be someone in the top 5, top 10 at least, that's well established, that's a long time proven draw for the UFC. As I say, everyone wants to fight him. You know, there is a Nate Diaz, a third fight on the cards. You know, Nate Diaz could potentially sign a 1-fight contract with the UFC and come back and have that third fight with Conor. We don't know, but that would be good. What else is there? Not Paddy the Baddy, not Nate Diaz, if not Dustin Poirier. There's that third fight with Dustin Poirier. Or the fourth fight. The fourth fight, because he snapped his leg, so you could say that one didn't count, the third one. So there's that. But no, Dana White this week came out, he was talking to Brett Okamoto at ESPN, and he said more than likely the person that is going to face Conor McGregor will be none other than Michael Chandler.
Finally, you did say that you're trying to do CONOR McGregor versus Michael Chandler?
I never said that ever fucking once. This is what happens when you do interviews and people listen to your interviews and you said, so if Conor McGregor came back right now, who would you be looking at as an opponent? Well, I said, well, if he did, if that happened and that scenario played out right now, Chandler would be a fun fight. Never fucking once did I say we're doing Conor McGregor versus Chandler. I don't even know when Conor McGregor's coming back.
The former Bellator champion that came over to the UFC and has proven to be a ridiculously good signing. Value for money. This man is all out action every time he's fought. I mean, when he fought Dan Hooker, beautiful finish in the first round. When he fought Charles Oliveira, what a back and forth fight that was at the end of the first round. And he rocked and he wobbled and him all over the place. But then he got finished in the second round. Because he is kind of that live by the sword, die by the sword kind of guy. Then he fights Justin Gage in Madison Square Garden. Fight of the year. Ridiculous fight. Just all out madness from start to finish. Then he goes up against, who did he fight next? Tony Ferguson. Whew. Turned Tony into a chicken nugget. But he got dropped. He got dropped of Tony Ferguson. If Tony Ferguson can drop Michael Chandler, I'm pretty sure Conor McGregor can. So it's a winnable fight. Then, of course, he just fought Dustin Poirier last month at Madison Square Garden as well. So Michael Chandler, I don't need to tell you his resume because I've just done that. He's the man. He's exciting. He's awesome. And Conor McGregor is still one of the most exciting fighters in the sport as well. Yes, the biggest pay-per-view star by far and large, but also one of the most exciting. Let's be honest. He is electrifying. He can't miss TV at the press conferences, at the walks, at the weigh-ins, in the fight, after the fight. Even when he's broken his leg and he's sitting down, talking shit to Dustin Poirier. I'm going to kill you both.
That wife is in me DM.
All that stuff with a snapped leg. That takes a certain kind of individual. Do you know what I mean? He snapped his leg and he's still chatting shit. So fair play to the guy for that regard. Don't agree with what he said, mind you, but the fact that he still kept the show going, still kept people intrigued. It was amazing. So Dana says, more than likely, that is the fight to make. Conor's got to get back in the testing pool. According to him, do 2 tests, he'll be good to go. And he said around February, March, it's December now. The new year is almost upon us and Michael Chandler wants to be a part of a big fight. So, what do we think? What do we think? I think it's a winnable fight for both men. Granted, if Michael Chandler was to use his brain and use his fight IQ, he would go out there and try and wrestle Conor because he's a very, very good wrestler. Look at that takedown that Chandler hit Tony Ferguson with. Sent him launching, flying all the way across the octagon in the first round and then controlled him for the rest. And then, as I say, front kick in round 2 turned him into a chicken nugget or a meme. But would he do that against Conor? I don't know. Did he do that against Poirier? Not really. He did use the wrestling a bit. Did he do it against Gagey? A little bit here and there, but they were able to predominantly stop the takedowns. Because Chandler's a wild man. I mean, he came out against Dustin Poirier swinging like a crazy man. But the thing is, as I said before, if Tony Ferguson can drop him, if Dustin Poirier can land all these shots, make no mistake, so can Conor McGregor. In that second fight between Dustin and Conor McGregor, the one on Fight Island, the one where Dustin knocked him out, left him on the floor at the end of the second round. In the first round, Conor was doing great. He was landing a lot of good shots. The point I'm making is that he's still a dangerous man, okay? He's still a dangerous man. He's turned into like a bit of, you know, he's always talking shit on Twitter. He's always sending voice notes. He's always threatening to come in my back door and cave my fucking head in. Yeah, exactly.
Good luck with that.
But all that aside, he's still a very, very good fighter. You don't get to the levels he got, right? And okay, maybe a bit of a downslide recently, but you don't get there unless you had something special to start with. So the fight with Chandler and McGregor makes all the sense in the world. Certainly for Conor, because Conor wants to be the champion, and that's something else that you have to respect. All the money in the world is great, but he wants to be the champ, and you cannot buy that. There's a few things you can't buy. Money can't buy me love, as the Beatles say. Money can't also buy a UFC strap, okay? It can't. You got to earn that. You got to fight for it. Conor's got all the money in the world, but he wants that. So you have to respect that about him. And coming back against Michael Chandler, if he gets the job done, well, it wouldn't be crazy to think about a title fight next. It really wouldn't. Chandler's still one of the top dogs. If he beats him, if he connects, if he gets a knockout, my God, he's in a title fight next, and that is what Conor wants. Conor's starting to get, you know, he's in his mid-30s now, I believe, 33, something like that. You know, he's getting into the mid-30s. He's had some time out because of the leg. He's been inactive because of the boxing. Joe Rogan was talking about this recently. Inactivity is kind of, it's bad for a fighter. The time away from the ring or the octagon, from the training camp, with the distractions and the money and the fame and the movies, it's not good. You got to get back in there. So if he comes back, he beats Michael Chandler, then he fights for the belt. You never know. That left hand is always a threat for Conor McGregor. So there it is, Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor. It's the comeback fight. It's the fight we're all going to talk about. It's the fight we can't wait for. But who do you think wins? I think Michael Chandler would use his wrestling. I think he would use his wrestling, but Khabib showed he's not that easy to take down. Conor did very good against Khabib. Yes, he got tapped out and it was only business at the end of it. But listen, he did well. He made it to the 4th round and he gave him a decent fight. But still, on that one as well, Dana White also said that he's not retiring anytime soon, but he can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, it would be a sad day to see Dana White step away from being the president of the organisation. But still, I think that's another video. I've waffled on for long enough today. You guys take care. Much love. See you soon.